And welcome back, everyone, to the Final Fantasy Randomizer 2026 Summer Marathon. We are still in our pre-show, and we got a little bit of a special game for you now. We're going to head on over to some Final Fantasy V Career Day.
I just want to say thank you to Jay Scheidel for calling it Final Fantasy V Career Day. Normally it's called Final Fantasy Mystic Quest according to him, but no, we're here with Final Fantasy V Career Day.
Yeah, I screwed it up like 7 times earlier.
It was great as a pre-show because we got to work out some kinks behind the scenes as well, but we're live here in Charleston, West Virginia. It's been a great day here. There's several Magic games going on inside of me, but we're here to showcase some Final Fantasy V Career Day, open world randomizer with Final Fantasy V. Really, we're just here killing time until the 8 p.m. pre-show, so sit back and relax, enjoy, send some donations, money our way, and support of the Liam Foundation, and we'll get started. There's some spelling issues going on the side. It's all great. We're not doing a timer for this, right? Let's go. What do you want to do? Do it live? Okay, we can't really repeat that quote on stream. That's good. Alright, let's get started in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So this is an open world randomizer. We're going to start in Bart's world, in World 1. This, basically, the entirety is to kill Neo Xdef at the end of the void. In the race standard settings, which is what we're using here, we start with Worlds 1 and World 2 open, anti-barrier and the bracelet to get up Xdef's castle, and then 4 tablets go through the void. And finally face Xdef in his tree form, and then of course the classic Neo Xdef form. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to pick up some items from these chests here. There's a lot of loot here in Tycoon Castle. Also, the starting job, in this mode, we just have one starting job. For fizzle's sake, I hope it's not White Mage, but who knows, it may be. It's one of 22. Hopefully it's not Samurai, otherwise the game is kind of but we will find out once we start figuring around. One of the big quality of life in this randomizer is that we do have a shard just for us to get around the world pretty quickly. So, also to facilitate sort of a little bit of a speed up, there are hints scattered around each world. So there are 5 in World 1, 5 in World 2, and then 5 in World 3. They sort of give us directions about where to go, hopefully. So that just is telling me that I don't have to go to the Great Trench. The Moogle Suit doesn't actually open up anything as it is. It just gives me 7 items. So I don't have to go to where the triplets are normally in Vanilla. So our starting job is Chemist, which also is kind of a boring start and a boring end. For those of you who are familiar with Final Fantasy V as a whole, you will know that Chemist is possibly the most broken job in the game when paired with quite a few others in that fact that it can level boost. So we're going to get mixed on all of our characters. It's going to make the end game a little unfortunate we found that. But we still have to get through the beginning of the game as well. So we have to figure out what we're going to do for that. Again, we're just really starting off with early looting, see what we get. Maybe something to take on the bosses early on. Again, for those of you not familiar with Career Day, the bosses' HPs are the same as what they are in Vanilla per spot. So the Wind Tribe would have 250 HP, and so on and so forth. And the Quintania spot would have 50,000 HP that we'd face. But there are 50 bosses in the game, so we will see what we run into. But Chemist, by itself, can't really do all that much. So we're going to figure out what we get to get as sort of a supplement here. It'd be really nice is if we found, say, a Sage's Staff, which would be quite a bit. Thankfully, also in Career Day, the number of monsters in the boxes are not kept the same as they are in Vanilla. But they are standard per character, or per town. So we did just get running shoes from the monster in the box, which, again, probably the most broken accessory in the entire game. There really is nothing quite like the haste status. So, really nice find there. It's going to speed up quite a bit. And yeah, we're just really looking for anything that can do any bit of damage for the first part of the game here. We haven't really found that yet, but we have quite a bit to look at because we have both Worlds 1 and World 2. World 2 shops are generally going to have a bit better gear than World 1, but we will see. The Adamantite's in World 1, that gets us to Flying Wonka Ruins, so the Soul Cannon spot in Vanilla. We also have a Ninja, which is really great. So we're just going to sell off a whole bunch of things that we don't need. And then, we'll also grab Time 2, just because that gives us access to Float. It's a pretty decent spell to have. Now that we have ninjas, we're going to look for scrolls as well. So magic scrolls are amount of damage. So this would be ideal for the early ones. Jay Scheidel wants you to know that he has opened his first Dr. Pepper of the randomizer. If you want to get an over-under on the number of Dr. Peppers that Jay Scheidel is going to consume over the week. Good amount of time. But yeah, we're here in Lix. There's quite a few shops here. We did find our Thunder Scrolls. And we're going to be quick to go into Wind Shrine, our first area, our first boss fight of the game. So, a good Phoenix is there too. Not terribly useful, in all honesty, but we do want a whole bunch of Revivifies. That's our main mix. Also going to go ahead and sell this elixir. Use Get Image as well. So jobs and abilities are all in the pool and shops and in chests. In this case, they're all guaranteed to be in the pool, so really good for us. You can play 4 job settings. I have to shout out the 4 job fiesta that is going to start in about 2 weeks. If you are a fan of Final Fantasy V, you probably know about the 4 job fiesta. You were locked into 4 jobs through the game. It's a great way to play it, even as you're new. Honestly, it's probably my favorite way to play the game. It's just such a better experience, and it avoids the whole possibility of having sort of job choice or job selection sort of paralysis. There are 22 jobs in the game, and that's quite a bit. If you're playing the advanced, you add more to that, so being locked down to 4 can make a lot of playthroughs very interesting, especially when you come to the super bosses or the Crystal Guardians at the end of World 2 or something like that. So we're going to run into our first boss here, normally the Wing Raptor. We're going to see what it is. It is Galura, which is also not terribly threatening. It will counter with 2 hits possibly, but also Thunder Scrolls are overpowered. So we are going to make our way to getting Mix on everybody. This is not quite going to do it. Of course, our reward is practically useless. It's something to sell. But either way, it's good to get levels. Going through the standard opening does get you to level 6, assuming that you have the full EXP given, which is a lot better than level 1. Nothing good there either, but again, we can get a lot from Thunder Scrolls, so that's what we're going to rely on early here. So we are going to showcase Career Day again later in the marathon in an archipelago setting between myself, Hebbing, Strings of Blues, playing Link to the Past, Career Day, Jets of Time, and Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, proving that Final Fantasy Mystic Quest and Career Day are actually in the same game. So, I believe that's going to be Friday night. I'm looking forward to that as well. So, it's going to be a lot of fun. This whole marathon's going to be a lot of fun. This is actually why we wanted the image ability on here. Thankfully, throwing Thunder Scrolls is not counting as a magic. For Minnow, that just means I can actually go ahead and do that. And fun fact, Minnow in Vanilla doesn't have enough MP, and Minnow to this spot also doesn't have enough MP to cast Totally. But if Minnow showed up in the next spot, Minnow would actually have enough to finally cast that spell. So that is a bracelet. That is one of the 2 items we need to get into XF's castle in World 2. So good to have. As we get further and further into the game, what we're really going to be looking for is any sort of instant death. So this is the break spell, the Odin summon, Shoat summon, slash ability, things like that. We'll talk a little bit more as that gets a little bit more relevant, but that's something I'm keeping my eye out for as well. So as soon as our chemists are level 2, which they probably are off of that minnow, I'm going to be switching them all over to the ninja. And I'm going to switch my ninja into a chemist just to also learn things. So ninjas are just overall much better than a chemist, but Mix is too good to pass up. I do not need my chemist to have issues. And this is just to get everyone Mix, just because the endgame is going to depend quite heavily on it. Because no one really wants to fight Neo X-Def legitimately if they don't have to, so if you're able to cheese it, just go ahead and do that, and there are plenty of ways to cheese Neo X-Def. They all mostly rely on Chemist or Bard. So. Although people who are familiar with glitches in Final Fantasy V may also know the Kiss of Blessing glitch, which is to mix Kiss of Blessing on 3 X-Def, which skips Neo X-Def's phase entirely. That's not allowed in most career day runs, so we're going to stay away from that if we have to. I guess if we are really running out of time, I will go ahead and show that off instead of fighting Neo X-Def, but honestly, depending on the setup, that's only going to save a minute. So, we did meet our friend Gollum. That's not going to give us EXP. We're actually going to get the item here, which is better than the EXP. So, for me, I like to sort of start with the original game routing. So you go through Wind Shrine, you go through Torna Canal and Ship Graveyard into North Mountain 1. Almost never get this chest, but we're going to do it just because MS is going to be pretty quick. So we are killing time. If you are ever in doubt of that during this run, I would like to say read the character names, and also the file name is time. So plenty of ways to remind ourselves that that's the purpose of this run right now. Just ahead of the pre-show. You can see we didn't get any levels from that Golem fight. Now we're here at the Megisa fight, where we get our first Greg sighting. So that's a Battle of the Big Bridge. Just like vanilla, Letta is poisoned. So let's see what Greg says about this. Oddly enough, it's actually really nice to be able to kill Gilgamesh 4. If you don't kill Gilgamesh 4, you end up fighting Necrophobe. And you've seen Greg 4, but he's run away and vanished to the void. What ends up happening is he'll do his Greg 6 cutscene, which is a good 5-minute cutscene, where he's talking to your party. So, from a time standpoint, you really don't want X-Def to banish Greg to the void, because otherwise that could be a huge time waster at the end of the day. Sometimes it's sort of unavoidable depending on what spot Gilgamesh 4 shows up, but there it's very easy to take care of before he goes through his entire script. Luckily, this is a pretty short poison walk. There is a free heal here at the catapult that we are going to use. And we're also going to raid the back of this catapult. Probably get nothing of value, but you know, it's all good. And so this is the first time that I'm personally going out of my way to fight a boss that is a little bit ahead of storyline progression. Catapult is midway through World 1, roughly. So 2000 HP here, but again, the power of the Thunder Scrolls should get us going, unless this happens to be Rando. that's actually not much better, to be honest. So there are plenty of cheese strats for Twintania. Unfortunately, Twintania does have the ability, or the possibility of countering. We don't have a way to instantly kill it quite easily. We could wait for its charge phase, which may be the way to go ahead and do this, because it won't counter during that charge phase, and it should be a single flare. So maybe we'll go ahead and see if that works, just because I don't want to return up here if I don't have to. So the Aqua Rake was a counter. It's only going to do partial or essentially fractional damage before it does the Mega Flare counter. I have Mix on somebody, right? So Phoenix down and a potion will cast full heal. So full resurrection. And then 2 more attacks. Referring, quarter health. And then should be 1 more coming behind this. I'm going to put my fight cursor on Twintania, and it's going to drop automatically when it changes phase to be vulnerable. So I need 5 of those, which I may or may not get. Well, I probably won't because I did that. But this should be a single flare coming out of here. I might actually have the time here because that Giga Flare was pretty slow. The advantage of having that cursor. We just needed 4. That was a high roll from Lena at the end. So Twintania's down. You know, that last boss. We're on our way to X stuff now. But no, seriously, we're gonna see what this is. Hopefully it's not the anti-barrier. I don't want it to be that quick. Just a Holy Spear. If we good for, you know, Castle X stuff if we had a Dragoon, but pretty rare that we would. And of course, just because we can, we're going to catch a purple Chocobo here for the Mimbo de Chocobo. But nothing else going there. But classic. We're not getting too many piano flexes here, but we get a... Huh! We'll get 1 piano flex, actually. We're going to do 1 piano flex, Jay. We're going to do it in the Bard's house here. Antidotes are the other key here, so we're going to want a bunch of those. We'll grab some ice rods just in case we want to break them. We do have a red mage. If we do want to break ice rods, we could go ahead and equip or set something to a red mage. But I have no reason to do that. Ninjas are going to continue to be the way forward. And we're going to do our 1 piano flex here. Not the 1 in Tool, unfortunately. I wasn't thinking about it. We're going to accurately portray my piano skills. See what we get from that. We got double grip ability, which isn't too bad. We don't have anything to really double grip, but we really don't have anything, honestly. We have scrolls, and that's kind of what we're living and dying by. Normally, I'd also go ahead and grab Dark Shock here, vanilla, for the vanilla interaction of using the Dark Flames. But I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna hope that this seed does not give me Blue Mage, and then be really sad when it does, and then start breaking things even more. Also, there's like a decent chance that we end up finding Dark Shock in an area, anyways. We're gonna grab a few more Phoenix Downs. Why not? We are going to have to restock on Thunder Scrolls if I don't find Flame Scrolls or Water Scrolls somewhere. Thunder Scrolls are going to be faster than either of those, but I don't really want to go back to Licks if I don't have to. Oops. So here we are, we're at a Lanka Meteor. Again, fairly high level. But we should be able to get through 3,600 HP. Again, assuming it's not Ramu. If it's Ramu, we're just going to reset. Turns out attacking Ramu with Thunder and Lightning was probably not the greatest idea. Leviathan, there's a really good interaction here. Leviathan not only being weak to Lightning, thankfully for us, Thunder Scrolls are considered physical attacks, and that's actually pretty important, because if we were to use magic instead of physical, Leviathan's counter go from Entangles to Aqua Rakes and Tidal Waves, which would both kill us. So thankfully, that does solve that, and we get a pyramid page for our puzzle, or our treble. Not useful right now, but it's plenty of good loot. There's 27 chests in there if we ever manage to decide to go in there, but we'll see. What are our levels? I think we're all level 15, so I can't go ahead and learn L5 Doom easily, unfortunately. But I said I wasn't going to try to do level shenanigans if we don't have to. Guido the Turtle there telling us that the pyramid page is in World 1, so if anyone had any doubts that we just got the pyramid page, that would at least probably confirm it. Thankfully, he didn't say pyramid page is in World 2, otherwise that would be an interesting bug that I haven't seen before. So we're going to go to the Ifrit spot. Again, with our Thunder Scrolls. That's kind of all we have. We really haven't found anything else. And there's Abductor, so that's a free boss. Abductor is very much not really threatening. We are going to go ahead and start... We're going to go ahead and Simpson power our ninja here. Didn't really change anything, it's fine. I don't think I haven't found eye drops, so I can't boost a magic power. Not yet, anyways. You can see just Thunder Scrolls are making a lot of things pretty old AE. See if we get anything on it. We get an Elder Branch, so that has interesting implications. The Elder Branch, of course, where the Crystal Guardians are in vanilla, has the side effects of killing Galoof. Spoilers for people who don't know that Galoof dies in Final Fantasy V. And bringing Kara or Cryo onto the party. So we may be trading out an old man for a kid. So we're gonna grab more Thunder Scrolls. That seems to be our modus operandi for this seed, at least right now. Although we are gonna head into Karnak, so good chance that we find something of value in there. There are 5 shops we have access to. Let's find out. There's also another piano in here. It's probably the piano I forget the most. We will be getting quite a bit of piano flexing during the Archipelago, because it is a check to go ahead and do that. Dragoon is interesting because we do have that Holy Spear. I almost want to do that, actually. There's our Thunder Scrolls. Again, we're going to go ahead and sell a whole bunch of things that we're probably never using. The Wall Ring as a free drop from Leviathan is also very nice. We're also going to grab some Water Scrolls, although I don't generally like using them. And some Flame Scrolls, and a bunch of softs. Okay. If we do have enough money for that Dragoon, I'm going to go buy it. Will I use it? Probably not. Also, do I have enough money? Not really. We're just going to sell Pinwheel. Pinwheel is really nice. It will do a lot of damage, but might as well do a little bit of a meme. So, because a Dragoon with a Holy Spear is going to do more work than a ninja. We can just give you in. Let's give you time. It's fine. The characters do keep their sort of vanilla-ish benefits in terms of stats. So, Valve having the highest physical but slowest speed and lowest magic. So things like that do actually matter. For those, again, familiar with Final Fantasy V, may know the underflow glitch with the Rune Axe. That's still in play here. And, wow, that's turns out something that I'm probably not jumping against. So 2,400 HP here. Water Scrolls aren't terribly great, but do it anyways. But we will eat the demis. For anyone who really likes Death by Math shenanigans, I would encourage you to not do death by Math against Sandworm, you will very much hardlock your game by doing that. Sandworm is held together by the thinness of just tape. It is very easy to break the fight and basically never end it, so it's actually banned in a few spots in this game. It won't show up in Fork Tower, for instance, because it's very likely just to break your game. So we're just going to run around, go around the meteors. We're also going to go and do Walls Tower, because we did get that Walls Tower key, and we're just going to really blitz through World 1. We don't have that much left. We have 2 more meteors, the Shiva spot, and the Glura spot, and we're good. So we do have plenty of things to do in World 2. Like I said, we do have the ability to kill an old man with the Elder Branch. We also do have the Hear You Call, which gets us on the Ziza fleet, or the Greg 3 spot in Vanilla with 18,000 HP. So we do have that. We're still looking for the anti-barrier, and speaking of Gregs, there's another Greg. We're going to go ahead and throw 1 Thunder Scroll, and then hope that this jump does 1,400 damage. Okay. So we're still going to get this little cutscene here where Greg buffs himself. He's actually dead, so he's going to just jump once, and then he's going to disappear. So, you know, last stand sort of things. And there's Greg. So we got 2 of 4 Gregs. And there's the Adamantite that we were promised to be in World 1. The Adamantite is not really something I want to use right off the bat. It is 12,000 HP to kill up in the Soul Cannon spot, so that's quite a bit more than we have done so far. So we are going to go ahead and ignore that for now. There's no real reason to go up there until we have a bit more power. And I mean actual power, not whatever the hell we're doing here. You know, time... Do I have throw on you? I do not. Okay, so I am gonna put you back to Ninja with something here. Have that. Wall rings are annoying. Do you guys have throw? No. Okay. So when our ninjas get master or get to throw, we're gonna want to change them over to Time Mage, because throw will look at the magic power of the job, so a Time Mage with throw is going to be better than a ninja throwing scrolls. And then Bahamut, which thankfully we see here. Bahamut here is not too bad. Bahamut elsewhere later in the game can just kill you, so good to see it here and not, you know, in the void. And I see that Golem still in my inventory. Is just gonna hang out there until, you know, I have to until I get a summoner and forget to actually use the item, I think. So there's throw on our ninjas. When we reach the next save point in the Walls Tower here, we're going to go ahead and switch over to Time Mages just to get a little bit more damage out. So Time Mage is a very nice job of being able to equip both staves and rods. So pretty good. Nice Dancer Crystal as well. We do actually have the ability to go ahead. We do have a Tiara, so if we wanted some dancing equipment, we can do that as well. Let's go ahead and do that. So yeah, we have really only found one of the 6 items that or one of the 5 items that we need to finish the game. We do start with 1 tablet in the race standard flag set. Theoretically, this is so you can go into Kusa Castle in World 2 and pick out 3 very powerful items. I've just kind of ignored that because there's no real reason when I have, you know, the ability to just kill things anyways. And there's our 3rd Greg. 10% of the HP, so we're just missing Greg 3 and his friend Enkidu. Maybe a very quick Greg bingo, but we don't know. Falls Page, another World 3 dungeon. We do need the submarine key for that as well. It's good that we already have the Great Trench as being sort of ignorable, because it just has the Moogle suit, and 40,000 HP can take quite a bit to go around if you can't instantly kill it. So being able to say you don't need those bosses is really nice. We got 2 more towns here. We got Chikol up here. And then we got Waltz, and we're going to have our last World 1 location. Well, we also have Flying Lanka, but we're not counting that right now. But we are finally going to make our way into World 2 after we beat the Shiva spot. So yeah, it's Career Days are really fun. You get a lot of your power early on just from... I do not have any money. From shops. It doesn't take too much to go ahead and beat the beginning of the game. So, it's really all about how efficient can you do everything. We do need maintenance kisses, that is non-negotiable. We can also grab a strength suit, why not? Generally not terribly efficient to actually buy armor in this game. The only exception to that really happens to be your Mirage Vests, which the Super Nintendo bugs still exist in this game. So if you find a Mirage Vest, you can infinitely reset the image status just by going into your item menu and switching around two items. That still very much exists and is very useful in certain points of the game. We're going to grab the most useless song of them all, which is the Power Song. It barely works, but we do actually have a thrower, so that is a way, or that is one of the two commands that actually works with Power Song, because that will look at the strength, so it's very interesting that it just does not work most of the time. But we don't even have a bard, we don't even have a singer, so kind of a useless tool right now, but maybe later, maybe in the future. We are going to grab one more hint in World 1, the Chancellor up here. I don't think I ever even got the Karnak hint. Alright, so Solitary Island is Path to the Void. That means the Shrine page is needed, and the Shrine page is just going to get us access to that shrine. And that will eventually lead to a tablet, so... the main hope here is that that's not the submarine key, which can lead to way too many branching paths. But other than that, it's good to have Path to the Voids. There are 5 that are set throughout the game. Excuse me, by the way, allergies have been acting up recently, so... been a bit annoying. Here we are to the Shiva spot. It's really nice when you don't have encounters to run and kill you while you're doing this whole track. And Odin. Again, another boss that we like to see early. Odin, unlike Final Fantasy IV, is not weak to thunder in this game, but we didn't want to hit with a holy sphere, otherwise it would kind of just heal it. So, passing on Lena's turn. And not much there. White 5 is fine. That gives us Cure 3 access in Berserk if we ever find either of those spells. With that, we're actually gonna finally go into World 2. Again, we're gonna be looking for something like Summon 3 would be really nice to find here. Summon 4 would be spectacular, but Summon 3 is more likely. So, each item in the game and spell and job is given a tier. So, tiers 1 through 9, and then each location in each shop is given a possible tiering, and then you can sort of change around what the likelihood of it being over-tiered or under-tiered, so on and so forth. That guard ring, I don't know if I really care for it. It's worth a lot of money. I feel like I'm gonna jump the gun if I ended up going there now. Arrow 3 is really nice. I really don't have that much to sell. We'll keep that in mind if I ever find Blue Mage. There's Summoner. We absolutely want that. So that guard ring is now definitely going away. I'm gonna grab that job. We don't have any good offense with Summoner right now, but we do have Golem Spell. If I ever go into my inventory and learn it, which is very useful. And we're gonna almost certainly find Sildra or Leviathan possibly before the end of the game, and both of those can just flat out trivialize Neo X Def. So very nice. Waltz Tower is Path to the Void. We Dude, that is good to know. Walls Tower being tapped or void means that Falls Page is very required. So, and Bard Crystal. So we are looking for a submarine key. I'm gonna go ahead and continue our shopping here. We're gonna go up towards Rigor. We're just... Again, this is where you're gonna really get the your power for mid and end game. Vitality Song is nice. Aqua Rake is also nice if we ever find Blue Mage. Although we've already seen Sandworm, so its utility has kind of gone down quite considerably. Double Lances are there. We do have a Ninja, so we could dual wield if we find a Chicken Knife. That would actually be really nice. And Mirage Raider is in World 1, so we have a few spots in World 1 that either we can't check or we didn't. So 2 in Flying Wonka, and then the Steamship, the Steamship Key, and the Sandworm Bait for the Sandworm fight, and the Ifrit's Fire for the Biblo spot at the back of the library. So like I said, we do start with 1 tablet, so a lot of people will go here pretty much immediately rather than, 25 minutes in or whatever, however long it is. Just to see what's in here, because this is a lot of times very, very powerful. But we will see. Man-Eater, honestly, very interesting. Bahamut's not really worth it to grab. Holy Sword Magic, not really. Chances are we're not going to be able to use that. Elf Cape. I mean, if I find equipped swords... So I'm actually going to grab Summon 5 here and a Man-Eater. We don't really need the Excalibur. We have no way to equip it yet. There is a possibility that I have, that I will find equipped swords, say in more or something like that. But if we need to, we can come back in here if we get another tablet. But that should be good. So yeah, like I said, we're here live in Charleston, West Virginia. We are currently killing time before our main event starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, so lucky enough, got enough time to show off a career day run, which I did not submit for this marathon other than the Archipelago, so it's a lot of fun. It's absolutely beautiful outside. Also, just a great drive in general in the mountains here in West Virginia, so it's just overall really nice. I did grab that Man-Eater. Maybe I go ahead and put on a Dancer. The Holy Spear is nice, but we can dance our troubles away here. Apparently also drink our troubles away. Maybe with some Dr. Pepper. So let's go grab a Dancer. We are gonna go and put Image on our Dancer. Image is great. And we do not need a Wall Ring. So unfortunately, Wall Rings are gonna be prioritized over a lot of things. Our Ninja can be a Summoner. It's fine. I'm gonna give you Throw again. And again, remove the Wall Ring. But I think now no one has Mix, so here, have Mix, because honestly, who cares? Alright. So, Sergeant Karnak, we could figure that out immediately because the sound or the music didn't change. The key here is, as long as you kill the Sergeant before the wolves, nothing will really happen. So, that's our goal. That's our plan. Luckily, we have Comet, which is a single target. And yeah, if I got that Bahamut, I could have just killed this outright with Bahamut, but honestly, it's fine. Of course, Lena could also just go ahead and Sword Dance here. I think there should be a tier on you. And now with Thunder... Oh, no, you got 5,000. And this is back row, unfortunately for us. Okay, we're taking too long. Alright, speaking of the Sandworld Babe, there it is. Let's get a warp shard out. Go back in the world 2. We got 2 more towns. We got 3 more towns, actually. We got more, which I've kind of just neglected. We got Kelp here, and we got Bow. So we're going to go ahead and just grab this item from apparently this wolf. Giving us the ability to jump. There are certain games I would love the ability to jump in. We did get a confirmation that, yes, the shrine is going to be a Path to the Void, holding directly our 3rd tablet. So I think that may have been what we got. Dark matters are expensive. They're good, but they're just very expensive. Alright. We are not going to catch a frog. If you want to see frog catching, possibly Friday night would be the time to find that. I'm personally hoping not, but you never know what Archipelago may or may not make you do. We're going to fight the Abductor spot here. 2400 HP. Should be fairly simple. Need plenty of power. We still haven't used Golem. So, Curio Plants is a human. The Curio Plant is a human. It takes extra damage from a Man-Eater. You don't need to question it. And there's our throw ability, so again, nothing really worth anything. Because we already have thrown all of our characters. So, we're gonna go to the back of Bow here. There's a hint here. Telling us the Moogle Water. Thank you very much. And there's the equipped swords that I was talking about earlier. So a little bit of a shame. We are going to go ahead into World 1 here. The rest of what we have in World 2 is a little bit annoying to want to go ahead and do it. We can do it. It shouldn't be that hard, but it's going to be a little bit faster to go ahead and just finish the end of World 1 here. So Moogle Water has the Sandworld Bay. We're just going to go here. That's annoying. Well, we do have Flame Scrolls, so we're just going to use that. And Shiva's not going to enjoy that. So, there we go. Shiva is down. Nice run for our trouble, and the break black magic, which is great if we had black 4, which we might actually do. No, we have black 3, unfortunate. We're going to use that Golem because I'm going to remember this time. So this is where it gets awkward because we do not have any way to instantly kill anything. We're close, but we just don't quite have it. Alright, Antlion. If we had the sleep spell, this would be a great time to use it, but I don't think we do. We can use Golem here. Summon our friend. And honestly, the only thing we're going to do here is level up our Dancer, who may or may not feel like using Sword Dance. Everything else kind of takes a little bit. But, you know, sometimes dancers cooperate and sometimes they don't. It's all luck. It's a 50% chance right now. We're not getting Sonic Waved on our Dancer, although our Dancer just wants to perform the Mystery Waltz, whatever that is. It does drain the MP from the enemy, probably just by confusion. Alright, so Antlion. What'd you drop me? The Dancing Dagger. Thanks. I tried to dance a whole bunch, and I just kept on waltzing. Unfortunately, it didn't seem like Antlion was really receptive to waltzing with us. We're going for the Flying Locker Ruins. We're going to be met with the Arco Avis spot. Does have the HP total of the 5 phases combined. Who knows? Maybe we see a little bit of vanilla. We haven't yet. So, that'd be really interesting. Fortunately, we don't have Slash to show off one of the more fun visual glitches in the game. When you use Slash against forms 2 and 4 of Arco Avis. A lot of cool stuff can happen. Avoid the pitfall. Get to the back here. And since I'm going to be in the menu as well, I'm going to finally fix my inventory. We do want our antidotes and revivifies pretty close together. But yeah, we're still looking for the anti-barrier. There's only a few more spots we actually have left, so hopefully we should find it in pretty short order. Don't have any idea where it actually is, although again, I think I skipped the Karnak. So this is, let's just say it could be a problem. Omniscient, I do not have a power staff, which is unfortunate. Otherwise I'd use that. Throw, like I said, is physical. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'll comment once for good measure. We're going to use Image here, our Dancer. And we're going to mix the thing that is probably really scary, which is a Revivify and a Maiden Kiss. Which, now we have given our good friend Omniscient haste status, berserk status, and Omniscient does hurt a lot. And is also very fast. And we're not getting any cooperation. So, I just totally used the wrong mix. And we're also getting really good targeting. Really good targeting. So thankfully, Kiss of Blessing means that we're not going to eat the flare counter at the end. Okay. We can time this up, assuming that we don't mess up our basic timing. We should not lose because we are keeping turn pace with Omniscient here. This is going to take a little bit. So we still have to hit 7 or 8 sword dances. Probably with the regen. So yeah, running shoes coming in clutch. I probably should have summoned Golem before doing this, but eh. Decent sword dance luck, at least. We'd be in a lot of trouble if Omniscient were to then flare on counter def here. Thankfully, the Berserk status does prevent that. And at least we're only doing this for 8100 HP and not, 50,000. Ideally, I'd have a power staff that would just be able to cast Berserk without the haste. Although Omniscient did haste himself beforehand, so not like we gained any disadvantage from doing that. We are not going to drain Omniscient out of MP. Guarantee you that. It's probably 60,000 MP. When being the only one standing is very rare. Hopefully this was worth our, it was not worth our, not worth our time. But we did it. We are trying to kill time, so, you know, that did wonderfully, I feel. Kaiser Knuckles, not bad. Equip Ribbon, not really anything. Kaiser Knuckles is fine, although we can't equip it over running shoes, so it's kind of just going to be there. Now that all of our characters are practically dead, it seems like a really good time to go to Zizo's fleet, because we do get an automatic heal there. Again, we're looking for the anti-barrier. Kind of funny if it were here. We don't have a hint for it. So, meet our friend Hiryu. We're gonna invade Gilgamesh 3 spot. Maybe we get Vanilla. Maybe I find a show. I would really love to find a show, actually. The boss fight show will give me the show item, which then I can use to learn show, which gives me access to the break spell, which would just be very useful. Especially before going into possibly more forest, which has the most HP of any spot other than 1 in World 2. Also, interesting to note, we did not find the Mirage Vader in World 1, and we know that's in there. So. It's not Greg. Gonna use image. So this will cast Earthshaker on Death. Thankfully for us, we did find the float spell. So this fight is pretty much solved, because we do have Golem, and I will actually use it this time. And we're going to do what we do best, which is let our dancer fail to sword dance. Till it actually does. Titan is indeed a human. That shouldn't be nearly as surprising as the plant being a human. So, we are going to mix one more level here with the throwing of a Thunder Scroll. This may just kill if we get another sword dance here, but we don't. Still don't. It's fine. Let's throw one more scroll. And that should do it, assuming we have sword dance. We're gonna see the Earthshaker come out. Of course, all of us are floating, so no damage. And we get the anti-barrier for our trouble, so we may not have to kill Galoof. And we are right by the place where we would want to go ahead and scale up the castle. There's one thing that we've kind of neglected to do that I'm going to do first, though. And honestly, I am going to loot out more forest, just because it is generally pretty good. So we're going to go up here. Now, those of you who are familiar with the vanilla game will also know that the Chicken Knife Brave Blade choice does exist, and it still does in Career Day. Of course, in this case, it is one of 2 random items, but you can only get one of them. The Archipelago version does solve this by having it be the same item, just giving it to you straight. So that's an enhancer. Not terribly great. We're going to test the reset button. Hopefully the audio doesn't get messed up from this. And we're going to go see if the other item is a little bit better. The enhancer is not bad. It is the best non-knight sword in the game, but it's not really worth it. Of course, crystal armor is very much not worth it. But we're going to go... it's not worth it to reset, so... kind of a dud on both of those. Break Blade and Ice 3 is also very nice. So we are going to go ahead and sell off a couple things. Blowfish or 1,000 Needles. Very much useless at this point of the game. Not that we have Blue Mage anyways. If we had Blue Mage, the extra fight would take all of 5 seconds. maybe we'll see that, maybe we won't. And what's this hint say? Not that hint. This hint. Wow. Excuse me. Aerials are no value. It would be really good to have gotten that hint, you know, before doing Flying Locker Ruins and dealing with it Omniscient. But, we didn't, so we did it anyways. And, yeah. Again. More killing of time. So we may not kill the old man quite yet, but we are going to loot. I'll give it a look if we do find possibly, I was going to say Shoat. There's Shoat right there. That alone, it makes it worth it. But we also may find Odin in here as well, which would be really nice. There are multiple ways to instant death kill. Shoat gives the break status, which is one of them. There is also a flag that some bosses have called heavy or non-heavy. If they're non-heavy, they're vulnerable to a variety of instant death-like type abilities, so Slash, Odin with True Edge, X-Zone, things like that. There are, like I said, several bosses that are considered non-heavy that is a bit, you know, you wouldn't expect. Wow, that is a Dancer Moor Forest. Rainbow suit and a ribbon right there in the third screen. I think my Dancer is going to get a little bit of an upgrade in a second. So, rainbow dress doing the same thing that a red shoes or a tiara would do. To me, might as well just go ahead and see what this boss is. We're not really all that physical offense oriented, so actually getting Cryo is faster and more magic power than Guluf would be nice. But this spot is notorious in 4-Job Fiesta, and it's also pretty notorious in Career Day. So we'll see what it is. Crate Claw, that is actually perfectly free. Crate Claw, we are going to see that Shoat Esper magic being used. Is breakable. Thankfully didn't miss and made a liar out of me. So there's, you know, 30,000 HP gone in one action, which is sort of the crux of Career Day and going fast, is if you can instantly kill something, go ahead and do it. So there's Ifrit's Fire that gets us to the back of the library. We have no real reason to go there. So we're just going to go up into World 3. Or we're going to go ahead and storm Extiff's castle. There are 3 boss fights or 3 key item checks in here. We don't have much in World 3. We don't have the submarine key. We do have Fork Tower available. We don't have Mirage Radar, which is somewhere in World 1. We don't have Trench Page. So we don't have any way to get any of the World 3 hints, which is a little bit of a shame. Megisa, unfortunately, we do have a Man-Eater, so does have a half HP. Also gives half experience. But very quickly done away with. And Black 5 for Troubles, which we do have Ice 3. So it may be worth changing one of our Time Mages to a Summoner. Actually, it almost certainly is worth it to change one of our Time Mages to a Summoner with Black 5. We are going to go ahead and cast Float first, or we can do that later. So you're a Summoner, you're going to have Black 5, you're going to have an Ice Rod. You're going to have an Ice Rod. That's fine. And then we're going to cast Float with our Time Mage. And that is going to be our setup. Until we get to Extiff. Oh, there's Black 6. We don't have any Black 6 spells. Those are Flare and Doom. And Drain, oddly enough, is a Black 6 spell. So, no real reason to put on Black 6 right now, so we're just not going to. All these chests are free. No monsters in a box, and again, because we can turn off encounters, we can turn them back on if we want to. We're not at risk of running into any dragons in this either, so that's pretty nice. So So normally I would go ahead and grab these two chests in this room. I'm not going to. This is not my setup. So I don't really want to play with guesty input lag. So we're just going to ignore those. Unlikely they were actually anything of use, I just like grabbing them. Then we're going to see Carbuncle spot, and then we have the Greg 4 spot. Which of course we've already seen Greg 4, so it's not going to be Greg 4. Maybe Greg 3. We have seen a few bosses we would absolutely not want to see at 30,000. So it's unlikely to be anything catastrophically bad. I'm gonna feel really well. Okay, if it's Necro, that's fine because we can shut down the barriers. Sure, it'll remind me what boss I haven't seen yet that I'd really not want to see there. So Archeo Avis. Like I said, the HP is split into 5. You can tell when you change phases just based on the sort of delay on the ATB if you watch the bars. So, sure. I don't think this changes phase because I just have an ice rod. Nope. That's phase 3 done. See if we can get into phase 4. No, we don't need that. Put a little bit of damage here, that's fine. Yeah, your Thunder. Doesn't really matter if we get a Sword Dance, it kills the phase. We'll learn about the power of the crystals. At this point, Archeo Avis is immune to all magic. Or all elements, more specifically. But not immune to the power of a dancer, so we're gonna hope that our dancer will learn to sword dance again. There we go. One Earth Crystal Guardian down. We have faced 2 of the Crystal Guardians so far. We faced Skulura immediately. And there's our second tablet, so we know our third tablet is for the Shrine page. And we don't know where that is either. Yeah, we know the Falls page, so Submarine Key and Shrine page would be really nice. Magic games here are still going very strong. We are very overleveled for X stuff, and it's fine. Gonna go trigger the Greg 4 spot. Maybe it is Greg 3. No. It's Apocalypse. If I had a blue mage, this would be hilarious, because you can use Exploder, which we do have. And it will then use Exploder to great effect. Fortunately, we gotta deal with the full 32,000 HP roughly. Here, we are gonna go ahead and try to boost Cryo's levels as much as possible. I did not pick up a Venom Rod, a little bit of a shame here. Apocalypse is weak to Bio. So using the Bio spell is gonna be nice. We are gonna go ahead and throw a High Potion on our Dancer. Wow, we learned L5 Doom as well. That's terrifying. We want our mixer up. Did I mention we wanted our mixer up? So the problem is, Apocalypse eventually is going to use Big Card. Almost certainly. It is a random chance of whether or not Apocalypse uses, okay, that's fine. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna start reviving. That is the most important part here. We have a Luck Mallet, so we can untimely. It's fine, Dance isn't affected by Flash. And we are again gonna go ahead and pick up our last party member here. We don't have all that much. Being able to pick up our party members with full health is really nice as part of the chemist mixability. And now we just need Lena to hit a whole bunch of sword dances, hopefully. Okay, you did not hit Lena, that's good. Cast Bio. There we go. So, was looking dire. Somehow, if one of these last two chests were indeed Blue Mage, we do have the ability to instantly kill X-Stuff. Unintentionally. Completely unintentionally. Please do not have Blue Mage in one of these two chests. I really cannot stress that enough. Oh good, I don't have to get kicked off the stream by saying words I shouldn't be. Alright, so X-Stuff. There are a few ways we can do this. Honestly, I'm going to keep it this way. We do have that Dragoon with Holy Spear, so maybe... Let's go ahead and we can have a little bit of fun. We did go ahead and grab that, so... Let's go get a Dragoon up. And we'll give you... I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Here, have white. And we'll actually give you a wall ring, that's fine. Actually, no, it's not. We want you to be hasted. Okay. Do we need to do this? Absolutely not. Are we doing it anyways? Of course. A little bit of a shame I do have my mixer as the time mage here, but it's fine. So, probably we're gonna get a Condemn on turn 1 here. Most likely action. Action 2 is most likely to be Dynamo. We're just gonna play level. You. I'm gonna set up a Golem as well. There's the Dynamo. And there's the Failure to Dance. We're going to continue to have Failures to Dance. I'm not going to bother at all with rerolling my characters here. There's no real point. We do get a Sword Dance out. We're going to be in Phase 2 quite shortly. So 32,000 HP. After 16,000, it does go into Phase 2, which we start getting the double attacks, including magic. But it also means that we're no longer going to get, the Earthshaker or stuff like that that can really ruin your day. So... Phase 3 just takes too much animation time. It's not doing nearly enough damage for me to care. We're just gonna let Lena and Ferris do their job. And really easily dispatch X-Stuff. So with the Mirage Radar knowing that the Mirage Radar is in World 1, I'm gonna go ahead and just go there. The Mirage Radar will give us access to the best shops in the game, or one of the best shops in the game, or 6, 8 of the best shops in the game, and also gives us 2 hints, and I would really like some hints about where to go. We know where not to go. We've already went to where we're not supposed to go. So Steamship is quite a bit faster when you don't have to take encounters. Also worth noting, we are still looking for a way to easily dispatch of X-Stuff, or Tree X-Stuff and Neo X-Stuff, but we almost certainly will find that either through Mirage or possibly Pyramid. So I'm not really concerned about that. Honestly, we don't really need it. It just makes it trivial to beat UX stuff. So I'm gonna save here just in case something stupid happens. It's unlikely. And then what we're gonna do... Coming up after this fight, we're gonna move those running shoes. I'm gonna move that Dragoon off back, and you're gonna be a summoner again. With throw probably, yeah. There we are. Stop putting the wall ring on. Here. Take that. Calfisteri is indeed a human, so Anteater is super effective against it. And it's dead. There it is. It almost had to be there because we also have Ifrit's Fire, so we actually do have all the World 1 checks open. Which I can probably just do after this anyways. So the reason why I wanted to make that change is I'm going to move the running shoes over to Ferris here, who is our thrower. And the reason why is I do want to go and look at these boxes. There are 3 monsters in a box in Karnak Escape here, and they are pretty high tier. So they're worth looking around for. We are not going to go to the side towers. That's a little bit too much. Like, Mystic Knight Crystal is very nice. We don't really have a need for it with this setup, but it is the fastest job in the game. Or 3rd fastest. Surprising that we've seen none of them. I wonder if 2 of them are vanilla. There's one. Like I said, we're going to use Throw here. Throw will instantly dispatch of these. That's the worst thing I've found all day. It'd be really nice to find something like a chicken knife. Certainly not guaranteed. Angel Ring is a lot of money. It's also 25,000, so... it's very nice given that we are about to go into the Mirage shops. Well, we'll probably go for we're here. We might as well go for its fire. Big bridge key. Okay. So really, we're hunting for a submarine key. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and switch back the running shoes. And we might as well go ahead and... Apparently we're just going for the full tour of Final Fantasy V. It's not ideal, but we'll make it work. I was given a task. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Fizzle, you'll be happy to know there are no white mages on my team. Biblo spot. No idea why I just did that. This needs to be killed. These gargoyles do need to be killed simultaneously. So we're just gonna hopefully go throw on 2 people. We'll find out. Ah, we got this. Alright. Easy enough. They don't have 10,000 HP each. Or 5,000 HP each. They have 1,800 in this spot. And we got a Black Mage Crystal, which is kind of useless. I'm sorry. I have Time Mage and Summoners. I have the ultimate black magic anyways. I already have the ability to use it. I already have level 8 black magic. Bye, Fizzle. Alright, here we are in Mirage. Maybe we'll find Flare. There, I did not buy White Mage. I did not buy White Mage. In protest. Maybe I should make my party 4 White Mages. Alright, we finally found something that instantly kills. So we're gonna sell a whole bunch of things that we're never going to use in our life. You know, we might get White Wind. I don't really need it, but there are 8 shops in here. X-Zone's very nice. None of that is necessary. Assassin's Dagger is better than the Man-Eater. Get all those? Might go back and buy the Assassin's Dagger if we don't find a chicken knife. Well, you know what? We can buy 2 chicken knives. You know why? Because we have a... Actually, I don't know if we've mastered Ninja. It's fine. Trench Page is in World 2. Extos Castle is Path to the Void. Well, that kind of doesn't tell me anything, truthfully. It really doesn't. Summon 2 doesn't do anything. Knight doesn't have anything. Alright. Well... I'll do the Bahamut spot. Why not? Catch another purple chocobo. Same purple chocobo. It's not Boko. It's good enough. Can't go in the Phoenix Tower. It's sort of a post-game, post-finish seed thing if you wanted to for whatever reason. Does it require a code that you get for beating the game? I don't think anyone had mastered Ninja, because I think I went off of it pretty quickly. So, just make sure no one has... If I did have 2-hand, that would be something really good. But yeah, no. Okay. We are going to trade my Man-Eater for a chicken knife. Didn't find Odin either. It's Bahamut spot. Has a lot of HP. Catastrophe. Oh, this is a little bit of this shit. Okay. So now we're gonna play a game, and the game is, we are gonna go ahead and haste. I'm gonna flip. Fortunately, we don't have a second time mage, which is what makes this really awkward. You can see immediately that our chicken knife is absolutely fantastic, and it's an amazing upgrade over the Man-Eater. So, I guess, yeah, I didn't really ever explain that. Chicken knife and Brave Blade both start as maxed out. So, we don't have to go ahead and basically level up by running away or getting docked if we don't. Or if we do. I'm also gonna... I don't know if I have a Fire Rod. I do, okay. I'm gonna use a Fire Rod. Fire 3 is faster than Ice 3. And eventually... Excuse me. eventually we are gonna go ahead and kill this thing. I promise you. There we are. So if this doesn't give us anything, we're actually just gonna go to Pyramid. We could go to Fork as well. We're gonna go Pyramid first. This is just because we want to loot. Exciting. What's the news, Fizzle?
We have a $30 donation from Classic Gamer 76. Waiting for the hotel shuttle has given some time to donate, so let's vote to ban that plasma rifle in Doom.
Alright. Show me. Kill this siren. Now, most of the things in the pyramid are undead, and I do have ways to get about this. If I make... I'm not gonna bother. Just go ahead and float my characters, please. And we are just gonna run through. We're gonna grab boxes on the way. These are very high tier loot. Monsters in a box here, there are 3 of them, and they are the highest tier in the game. Other than the Shinryu chest. Which does still contain Shinryu. So, be wary of, you know, opening boxes if you don't know where Shinryu is. You may find out very quickly. Shadow wants to do so. Okay, yeah. No, the game audio went down. There you go. Perfect. This is all about the pre-show. It's all about fun. Alright, statues here, they are weak to lightning. They're also weak to just getting hit in the face with a whole bunch of damage. They are also, if you ever want to waste a lot of time, they are L5 doomable. And it will take about forever for them to disappear. This game will lag with 5 skulls on the screen. Masa is fine. We have no real way to equip it. We did find equipped katanas somewhere in a shop. We did not buy it because, honestly, why would we? Honestly, yeah, you can still have image, it's fine. It's a bit amazing that I haven't found a better ability to put on my dancer. Air knives and Aegis shields. Aegis shields are what I would consider the best shield in the game. Just the amazing block potential. Both magic spells and physical spells. So we are going to loot this. There's one more monster in the box. Let's see if we find it. Up here. Maybe the 2 chests in the basement. It's kind of unlikely, but you never know. Ice Shield's great because it can sell for money. That's the extent of it. Freelancer Crystal is also very nice, not needed with this current setup, but it's nice for Neo X stuff. Fire 3 Sword, Full Moon. Some real trash loot there. Dark Matter, good for 1 Doomcast. Samurai Crystal. Okay, we have won the game. Congratulations. We've come in here to find our instant death kill for Neo X Def, and there is no faster way than putting a samurai with 4 mixers. All we need is the money, and that, what do you know, we are also in Pyramid, which is where we can get a whole lot of money. So yeah, you just put on four samurais with 4 mixes, and you win the game. It's really, really cheap. Ifrit, also a really nice boss to find, is breakable, so we're just gonna get to our summoner and use show. See if that's worth anything. Not really. Okay. I still have no direction. It's kind of surprising. I do not have secretly the shrine page, right? No. I had the falls page. I know that the falls page is important, we know that. And I need the submarine key. So we are gonna go here. Bards and Lena. Fork Tower, just like in Vanilla, you have to split up your party. Bards and Lena are gonna go to the left here. That's our second party. And our Time Mage and Summoner are gonna go to the right. Now, thankfully, the inability to cast magic is tied to Minnow the boss, and not whatever boss we're going to fight on the Minnow side. So we're not restricted by that. We know Minnow is not here. We know Omniscient is not here. We've seen both of those. It's really nice. The 4 chests on this climb are also, I believe, tier 8. So very likely we find something good here. Not guaranteed. I would qualify that as something good, actually. Unfortunately, we have the way we have our dancer set up, we'd have to take off the ribbon for that to work. Basically used a tiara and a Mirage Vest, which is fine, and honestly, maybe worth it. Actually, I think it is worth it. The Mirage Vest is just that good. Now, for those of you who like consistent damage, we also do have X fight, but that's not single targetable. And there are some fights left that I would like to be able to do that. Things that we would not want to see here: triplets would be absolutely awful to find. Unfortunately, I do not think either of you have... We did get a Dark Matter, so that was kind of useless. Dark Matter and a Phoenix Stone. Cast Death Potion. And Wing Raptor is vulnerable to Doom, so we just kill it. That was a whole bunch of money. Well, I had to say something. This is awkward. So, how do we do this? Not easily. I can tell you that much. That's not gonna do anything. They have 6,000 HP each. They are about to hurt. Yeah, okay. There is a way through that. We're somewhere else. Those triplets are not great. At all. We are gonna go... Where are we gonna go? I'm gonna take Boko on a walk. I just had to bring it to existence. Triplets were by far the worst spots that we can find. If we had Cure 3, we could single target Cure 3 and then kill them instantly after that. If we had a Magical Imp, we would kill it by Odin. But just the setup that we had made that a very unfortunate boss to find on that second tower. We don't really have a quick way to dispatch that, so we're going to basically try to avoid that. Marigene's fine. Be nice if we could get an immediate sword dance. Didn't happen. We can cast Fire 3. That might kill, maybe a little short. Yeah, a little short. If we fight and actually don't run, that will do it. Severinki. Perfect. Boko, you have provided the answer, one of the answers. So we're gonna go to Falls. So we know we would need to go to Falls. Gargoyle spot, 10,000 HP. Now we're back into the Falls. There's almost no reason for me to open these chests, to be quite honest. I think I probably have enough money. But honestly, there is actually one big reason, and that's Odin. We really would like to find the Odin Esper. Giltos simplifies it, I guess. I already have Samurais. But yeah, the Odin Esper would make those triplets real free. And it's not unlikely to be here. I don't have access to Trench to check those shops or boxes. I don't think I would either. Don't know if we're going to open up any chests after this dungeon. Probably not. But we'll open these. 2 dragon fangs. Freezing dark moon.
Blitzball's like half an hour.
Only half an hour for Blitzball? Wow, we've decided to really just not like anything in this scene. And I do not have sleep. That is real unfortunate. Alright, 40,000 HP as Stalkers is never a good thing.
We got time for a quick donation?
We got so much time right
So
now.
much time. Love it. We have a $120 donation from Inflim. I heard Andrew Key really loves to play Blitzball and would be very sad if he wasn't able to play. This is to let him play and win a tournament. Thank you so much.
So normally the strat here with Stalkers would be to put them to sleep, and then they would not be able to do anything. Unfortunately for us, we don't have sleep. Somehow. That is in some chest somewhere. So we just get to hope. We're going to use Black Magic to attack the back Stalkers, because those are susceptible to back row. Okay, know where it is. Yeah, this is very much whack-a-mole, and there's no real way to tell if you're going to be good. We also cannot use AoE unless we eat a whole bunch of blaze counters. Okay. We have an eye drop. We're also going to go ahead and buff the magic of our black user. Alright. Good news, Mystery Walls does not change the Stalker. Except they have now changed. Unfortunate. Nobody likes 40,000 Stalkers, unless you can cheese it. Unfortunately, I can't. But it seems like we're almost done, so... Good news. Our Golem might be out now. Yep. We do know this is necessary, unfortunately. So you are the... You didn't really change. It's unfortunate. Cool. And they're done. Double the HP. Now they just have to realize they're dead. So we hit them. Because you can die after you kill them. It's great. Alright, so that is Falls done. Hopefully this is just a fourth tap. Let's straight out. Nope, okay, I just completely incorrect what was there. Was it the Mirage Radar? No, that's not our entire answer. No, it wasn't our Mirage Radar. Was it Elder Branch there? Whatever. Again, it can't be our entire answer. So we're still looking for Shrine Page as well. Alright, we're gonna blitz through everything at this point. Dungeons are faster when you don't open anything, and you don't run into anything. Imagine not needing the soft and hard reset to keep the step count. Alright, we got Greg 3. I believe we have Doom Black Magic. We also have Exone. Although Exone doesn't work. But Doom does. And apparently we don't have Doom Black Magic, actually. Interesting. Alright. Well. Slightly over 10,000. Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay. Hopefully this is working. We're really running low on checks. I mean, I'm gonna grab the hints.
It's probably just like I have one color that's wrong somewhere that used to work, but he changed the improvement. And then
Hints, maybe we get Odin, and then we just head out. I said Odin's gonna really make that triplets fight free. Magic Lamp would as well. We just don't have either of those. Man. Bye, Time Mage. Alright. 2,500 each on these, so fairly simple to dispose of. They still keep their vanilla absorptions in order, so those aren't randomized. So they will also still do Fire 3 and all the fun stuff when they get less than half health. Alright. Please just have Odin. We're definitely not finishing this dungeon. There's no point. We know it's just a Moogle suit. It's the first hint we got. There are 3 hints in here. Apparently I'm gonna loot this just to hope to see Odin. Honestly, even Sildra would be really nice. Any offensive level 4 summon. Even Leviathan, if we found that, that would also be great. So we also do have the possibility of the shops. Yeah, I could also Guild Toss. That is very much a possibility. I'm gonna want these hints just so I can hopefully just directly rush into where the last template is. Alright, what do you got for me, dwarves? If it's fire in World 2, that's useless. Karnak Meteor is Path to the Void. I don't even remember where that is. And that's useless. Okay, none of that was useful. Ow. No Odin. Let's, get back here. I think we have air knives. If we have 2 air knives, we're good. Okay. We want you to be a black, actually. Actually, no, you can mix. It's fine. We'll just do it that way. So here we are in Fork Tower again. news is it looks like the Void's going to be very quick. Mirage Vest, unfortunately, does not help us against the triplets. But 2 Sildras with air knives should do the job. I am trying to get wherever that Doom was. Oh wait, you know why it wasn't on my list? I did not put on Black 6. It was still on Black 5. I'm just being silly. Alright. Rennigan, Death Potion. The very first boss in the game. Somewhere there is a dark matter. Alright, and time to Sildra spam. Rude, that's that ATB. I love damage rolls, said nobody ever. Are they getting a second Delta attack off? No. Okay, so that's it. They luckily revive with the HP of the most triplets, so with like 50 HP left, they all revive with 50. Thankfully, not a second. That was all useless too. Wow. This has truly been a seed. We are actually full clearing it. Well, game did know what we wanted to do, which was, again, kill some time. Why can I never find... something else? Alright. So we got Sunken Walls, Kyria Valley, Big Bridge, and Shrine. Those are the last checks we have in the game, I think, and Odin spot. So we have 5 checks left. That's really fun. Also, Ragnarok and Braveblade both there. This is not where I wanted to see this. I think this may be killing too much time. We finally got our vanilla this seed, Go-Go being here. Turns out I cannot kill 48,000 HP of Go-Go. It's not really worth resetting either. So. It's kind of amazing I'm still missing 2 tablets. One of them we know it's in Shrine, and we still have no idea where the second one is. Well, luckily, most of the other checks here are going to be very quick, and the Void should also be very quick. And UX stuff and next stuff is going to take all of 2 minutes or so. So it should still be good. But hey, you know, the seed is called We Are Killing Time, and the seed has definitely provided that. Big Bridge, I think, is something. That's the only thing we haven't resolved. So hopefully this is Shrine Page. Big Bridge is the 4th tablet. Good, Goku. Get off my screen. Shoutouts to getting Mime as a 4 for 5th job in the Fiesta with an all-physical party. And Mage Mashering through the Omniscient fight in Fort Tower. Also, shoutouts to Blitzball. Kind of my least favorite Final Fantasy minigame, but, you know, some people like it. Well, that was required. At least we resolved something. Alright. Let's go finally get a tablet. It's been a while. Be really funny if this somehow kills me. I can't imagine what it would be. We're just gonna X-Zone you. We haven't X-Zoned anything this entire game, so let's just do that. Okay, honestly, there's no reason my summoner should have throw. It's gonna put on Guild Toss. We have not seen a panda yet. Maybe a panda is the stalker spot. We know it's not vanilla. We've unfortunately already seen stalkers at a much worse spot. There are 2 secret items in here on the left and right wall. We're not going to bother. Don't know what my summoner needs with Kaiser Knuckles, but we're all good. Well, there is the death by math way on this. So unfortunately, Atmos is just going to comment until something is dead. Good thing it's just one thing. And then we just gonna maybe dance. Fire. $7,000, $6,000. Dance. Then one more dance or 2 more fires. That is our 3rd tablet. And hopefully the big bridge key just has our 4th. I think it kind of has to. I'm remembering her hints, but honestly, I think I've determined I'm not. At least not remembering what I've gotten from certain places. There are definitely no hints on that sunken walls. We're not even going to bother to heal. Or save. We're just going to go. There's nothing at Big Bridge that can kill me. There's really nothing anywhere that could kill me at this point. Don't think... Necro would still be very annoying. Necro in the Void is really scary. And Howie's dead. Not even turned into frogs. Alright, just give me a tablet. Okay. Perfect. We can absolutely finish this in the amount of time that we have. But man, we've definitely given a tour of the seed and Career Day as a whole. So mission accomplished, sort of. We do need a lot more money, though. That's enough. Let's go rush through the void. Should not be too bad unless there's a Necro hanging out, and there probably is, given we've only not seen 2 spots in the game. But Necro could be vanilla, which would be really nice. Otherwise, we're going to start seeing flares and holies. Luckily, we have done so much of this game that it won't kill us. We're probably not going to go for the save point. There's not really a reason to. And again, Necro is still there. So we're just going to run through it. We got a few bosses. We got the Caliphisteri spot, the Apanda spot, the Catastrophe spot, the Helicarnassus spot, and the Twintania spot. We have a lot of bosses that are able to be instantly killed still left in the table, so it should be rather quick. Could open these chests and possibly get a second pair of running shoes, but honestly that's just a waste of time. I think we've successfully wasted a time. Alright, so we have summoned. This is where Silter is really nice. Okay. I'm gonna see some Cure 2s come out. The important part here is to kill all these Poroboros at the same time. Odin does not work. Odin will cause them to cast Life 2, so we have to do it by damage. But this is 18,000 spot divided by 6, so 3,000 each. Air Knife may have damage rolled either way, which would have been tragic, so we're just going to go ahead and cast 2 Sildras, and that's going to cause the Life 2 spam, but it's going to be ineffective. The issue with Odin is that the Poroboros die before casting Life 2, and so the Life 2s do actually work. So hopefully everyone is excited for the marathon to begin proper in just a few minutes. I know I am. Tablet accepted. Second spot. The classic. 3 more bosses, and then next stuff. So I am skipping that Apocalypse spot. There is Necro. These barriers are going to hurt a lot. So, what we're gonna do is time Haste 2. So, these barriers do have Reflect on. Thankfully, Shoat does bypass Reflect. Alright, I don't know where the second Shoat is going to target. Targeted something valid. No, it didn't. We can't break Necro. Alright, there's 2 barriers down. So we're just gonna eat 2 flares and or holies. Necro in the Void is very rude. This used to be a lot faster too, to the point where you would need Masa or running shoes to even get an action off before you just die. Thankfully that's been changed. So ideally, we still have Image on our Dancer, I believe, which is huge. So we're going to use Image, because Necro will also do a lot of damage physically here, and I haven't put up Column. Just going to go ahead. We're actually not even going to... we'll put up Golem. That at least makes us very free, rather than possibly being dead. And Necro is weak to all elements, so we can just go ahead and cast 3 Fire 3s, apparently. So just a little bit removed from his vanilla spot. And yeah, just 2 more bosses, and then the 3 or 4 minutes of X stuff. Might need to throw white real fast. Throw on white real fast. That is so I can actually heal. I still have a glitch. Cool. So I think these next 2 bosses should be instant-defable unless it's a panda. Alright. Sure. So what we're going to do with the panda is we are going to take our power stick and bonk it. That just prevents counters. The panda is weak to fire, so we can just use that. You know, I kind of forgot that I didn't have Column set up. It's fine. 1 more Sword Dance for the fans. Rude. Should do it. Then 1 last boss, and if I'm thinking about this correctly, it's Liquid Flame Adamant Timmy? You know what? It might Adamant Timmy, which means I'm gonna do 1 last thing. So go ahead ahead to Phoenix Town. We're actually going to go ahead and put Blue Magic on... Oh, you know I never actually did that. Okay. I'm going to put you as a Blue Mage real fast. Actually, no. No, we might as well. Wherever that Blue Mage is... Okay. Let's do that. Actually, I'm going to make sure you have an Aegis Shield on as well. That prevents... It's going to be a little bit useful for X stuff. Timmy, Liquid Flame, Timmy. Alright, the reason why I put on Blue Mage is because Adamant Timmy is level 20. Turns out level 20 divided by 5 is an integer value, so at level 5 Doom does work. Alternatively, it was going to be Liquid Flame, in which case I would X-Zone it. But with that, we are on our way to X-Stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and just do that right now. We're going to set up for it. It's going to be really fast. It's called 4 Samurais in a Dream. By that I mean 4 Samurais in a mix. Actually, we're going to do 4 Samurais and a Summoner? Sure. We're going to put weight on you real fast. And move the Aegis Shield from Kara to you with... I guess one of you needs to have time. Okay. Perfect. Alright. So this X-Stuff fight is going to be set up in quite a simple way. We are going to raise our levels 5 times each. And then we're going to guild toss our way to victory. So. The reason why the Aegis Shield was important is it blocks White Hole from X-Stuff, which casts Petrify and Death at the same time. If you block one of those in Super Nintendo, you block them both. Aegis Shield also lasts for one more fight after you take it off, so both, right now, the 2 sisters are indeed immune to White Hole. So we only need to protect 2 other characters by using a Revivify and a Phoenix Down for Life Potion. And, yeah, then we're gonna level up, and then hold A. And this should put us right at the time which the pre-show will start. So. So first thing I'm gonna do, Revivify Phoenix Down. So cast a Life Shield. Why do you have white on? Okay. Revivify Antidote. I do this 5 times per character. We're also going to try to slow down X-Stuff here. Nice, first try. This makes it a little bit easier. I didn't mean to have a white mage on, I wanted to have a summoner, but that's fine. So, until you do 10,000 damage to X-Stuff, all you can do is White Hole and attack. Physically. So, we're just going to keep him on this phase until we buff our characters. And the magic level is 92, so each Simpson power is adding 10. 92 just means that you're basically doing the optimal number of tosses. So. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do 1 Samson Power here, and then we're going to use a Dragon Fang and a High Potion twice, because we did get those 2 Dragon Fangs back to back. Which, Dragon Power increases our level by 20. Okay. So now we're at the level we need to be. We're going to wait for X-Stuff to do 1 more attack. And then, here comes the hold A strats. So we need 5 guild tosses. It's really dangerous to keep X-Stuff down at low health, because it will use Meteor, which could just kill you. And we are gonna have the Void Devourer X-Stuff into its final form, Neo X-Stuff. This is gonna be a very, very quick final phase, because we have guild toss. And what do you know, we are gonna end up about at 8 p.m. Eastern. So, like I said, Seed listened to us. It made me do all the things, Jay. All the things. I was the one who came up with the name. Are we ready to go with the pre-show after this? Or it would be a little bit...
Yeah, we're gonna have a little transition area. Yeah.
Perfect.
Who's that time?
We also fixed some audio issues. We figured all that out. Exactly. It was worth it.
It's all part of the pre-show.
Everything's part of the pre-show.
Everything's part of the pre-show. Pre-show goes all night.
The pre-show goes until Monday.
When the Dr. Peppers run out. Alright, so there's going to be 7 guild tosses here. Every part but 1's going to die after 6. After the 7th, Ned's going to be dead. And, yeah, that's going to be GG's. So, like, in 10 seconds. You just don't want Neo X to take an action between the last skill toss, just because that's a double turn. And as you see, 1 part was left standing, and that is GG's. And it's 8 o'clock. Perfect. And we sufficiently killed time.
Yeah, that's a good time. And right on time.
Exactly.
Well
That's what
done.
I'm saying.
Well done.
You said 8 p.m. was the pre-show.
Yep.
The seed provided. I didn't even intentionally do that.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you for letting me fill in. Huge shout-outs to, of course, the FFR Marathon crew, Jay Scheidel, Darkmoon, everyone else who's put this together. Danny, of course. Looking forward to the marathon proper, doing Final Fantasy V Career Day for the Archipelago on Friday night, and then the Worlds Collide. Whatever we're getting into, which I'm not even sure of, because Glue's refusing to tell us on Sunday. So, looking forward to that. And enjoy the official start of the marathon coming up just next.